So what's the image of average Korean people for you?
I actually live in the metro Atlanta area. I'm very close to the city of Duluth. Here, I would generally say,
뿅. 저는 미국에서 10년째 살고 있는데요. 이민 오기 전에 한국에서 30년 넘게 살았기 때문에 생각하는 거나 행동하는 건 한국 사람이거든요. 지금은 어느 정도 적응을 했다고 해도 아직까지 미국에 살면서 아리송한 점들이 많아요. 예를 들자면 왜 미국인은 낯선 사람들한테 말을 걸까요? 한국에서는 모르는 사람한테 말 안 걸잖아요. 눈 마주치면 민망해 될 수 있으니까 낯선 사람은 그냥 안 쳐다보잖아요. 근데 미국에서는 길 가다가 눈 마주치면 뜬금없이 인사하고 How are you? 이러는 사람들 때문에 당황스러울 때가 있거든요. 너 남친 있어? 이런 개인적인 질문을 하면 기분 나빠하는 사람도 있는데 스몰톡 할 때는 내 남자친구는 샤워 맨날 안 해. 이런 내가 알고 싶지도 않은 개인적인 얘기는 왜 하는 건지. 그래서 오늘은 제가 미국인들에게 평소에 궁금했지만 물어보기 좀 그랬던 질문들을 모아서 시원하게 대답을 들어보려고요. Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi, very nice to meet you as well.
it's nice to meet you as well.
What's your name?
My name is Maleah Kenton.
My name is Sloan Leavens.
I am an immigrant. I'm from South Korea. And when I first came here, of course, I went through like culture shock.
Yes, I can imagine.
Like the first thing that I noticed that American people, they talk to strangers. In Korea, we never talk to strangers unless you have a business with them. And
Yes.
like eye contact, it's kind of awkward for us.
I have a friend who actually just recently moved to South Korea to teach, and that was something that she mentioned, that no one talks to you on the streets.
But here, like I just walk on the street and random person looks at me, and then if we have eye contact, they say, "Hi, how are you?" I'm like, what? Why do they do
Yep.
that?
Yeah, and especially like the North versus the South, like Southern hospitality is really big here. People totally will just come up to you and just start a random conversation, versus in the North, it's a little bit more like, oh, you're about your business. Sometimes people will say hi to you, sometimes they won't.
If you just pass somebody by, they'll say, how are you?
So it's
Very
how are you
different.
more like hello?
This happens in the US and in Australia as well. They'll ask you, how are you, or how's it going? They don't really want you to tell them. It's sort of like hello. It's the polite thing to do.
So like when I hear how are you, my default answer is like I'm alright. 여기서 잠깐 오늘 영상을 만드는 데 지원해주신 아이토키를 소개할게요. 아이토키는 원어민과 1대1로 맞춤 레슨을 받을 수 있는 플랫폼이고요. 영어 외에도 스페인어, 불어, 중국어, 일본어 등 150개 이상의 언어를 배울 수 있어요. 제 주변에도 외국어 공부를 하는 친구들은 많이 쓰더라고요. 자격증을 가지고 있는 professional teachers, 전문적인 선생님들이 많이 있어서 영어회화뿐 아니라 발음, 문법 등 내가 부족하다고 생각되는 부분을 쏙쏙 골라서 배울 수 있어요. 그리고 원어민과 수업을 하면 좋은 점이 그 나라의 문화까지 같이 배울 수 있다는 거예요. 언어는 문화와 밀접하게 관련이 있다는 거 잘 아시죠? 영어를 배우는데 정말 중요한 게 영어로 말할 수 있는 환경이잖아요. 그래서 화상영어라도 해볼까? 라고 찾아보다가 가격 때문에 망설이신 분이 많을 거예요. 근데 아이토키는 일주일에 몇 번, 몇 분 수업, 월 얼마 이렇게 금액이 정해져 있는 게 아니라 레슨당 지불하기 때문에 내 예산에 맞춰서 수업을 받을 수가 있어요. 선생님마다 가격이 다르긴 한데 30분 수업이 5불부터 시작이에요. 저랑 수업한 선생님들은 다 좋았어요. 제가 진저 채널 구독자분들을 위한 특별 혜택을 가져왔거든요. 고정 댓글에 있는 링크를 타고 가셔서 회원 가입하신 뒤 프로모 코드 Jinger, Jinger 입력하시고 10불을 결제하시면 5불을 얹어서 15불을 드려요. 10불이면 요즘 환율로 12,000원에서 13,000원 정도 하는 금액인데 요즘 물가가 많이 올라서 좀 맛있는 거 먹으려면 그 정도는 훌쩍 나가잖아요. 같은 돈으로 원어민과 30분 수업을 3번이나 할 수 있는 거예요. 개꿀이죠? 참, 이 혜택은 선착순 50명 한정이니까 서둘러주세요. 이벤트가 종료되면 고정 댓글로 알려드릴게요. 그럼 계속해서 미국인들이 제가 궁금했던 질문에 어떻게 대답했는지 들어볼까요? I know it's rude to ask personal questions like do you have a boyfriend or how much money do you make, how old are you and stuff like that. So I try not to ask personal questions. But then when we hang out or when you have small talk, they tell me their personal information that I don't want to know. Like, oh, my boyfriend doesn't take a shower every day. Like, if I ask, her, does your boyfriend take a shower every day? And she would probably say, it's none of your business, right?
If it's one of your girlfriends, she might tell you. If you don't know this person, then no, probably not.
I don't want to hear it, but why are you telling me this? Like, I'm so confused. I mean, where do you
What is
draw
the
the line?
line?
What am I supposed to do when it happens?
Exactly. Yeah, I've been surprised like how much my students have like told me. Like they'll tell me about how their relationship with their significant others are, how they feel about their kids, how much money they make. And I'm like, this is like really personal information. I'm so shocked. I'm like, okay, I mean, I guess you feel safe.
Oh, so they tell you their personal stuff because they want to be closer or they think you're close enough, something like that, then they tell you that stuff?
They seem to trust me, I guess because I come off very friendly and I'm always like very advocating for the person that I'm with.
I noticed that you're growing facial hair.
Yes.
In Korea, most men don't have beard because women don't like it. But I noticed that a lot of American men have beard. Do women like men with beard?
Well, I can answer that question on a personal level because I never used to grow a beard at all. I used to keep my face completely shaved, but I entered a relationship with an American woman who very much cares for beards, and that is part of why I started growing mine. Everybody's different, but I would say that there are a lot of American women who do think that beards are attractive.
Because growing beard is not common in Korea. Some young men, they get like laser surgery to permanently remove their facial hair. They don't grow hair at all. So you never have to shave. What do you think of that kind of thing?
I think that Korean beauty standards have an emphasis on like youthful features. So I would associate not having a beard with, looking younger, looking more youthful, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah,
Or at least
actually it
some
makes
people would do
sense.
it.
Yes, we are all about looking young and clean and stuff.
Very smooth. The ideal face is a very baby-faced,
Yes.
All the groups in the K-pop videos, if you're at like Iron Age or some other Korean barbecue place, and you see everyone looks like they're about 17 forever.
17 forever.
Yes. That seems to be the goal, it seems.
What is the image of average Korean people you think of?
I've had very good experiences with Korean people. They've always been very kind, very willing to share their culture, very willing to correct my Korean. It's getting better, but it was really bad. And they were very kind to be like, oh, you're doing so good, even though in the beginning it was not good. So I appreciate that patience a lot.
So they are eager to teach you Korean when you are trying to learn.
Yes.
Aww,
Yes.
that's nice.
Very kind.
When you see the Korean people, because they look different from American people, obviously, and they look different from the rest of the Asian people as well. I mean, it's kind of hard to distinguish for American people.
I've gotten better. I started getting interested in Asian things in college. I would watch a lot of dramas, listen to a lot of music. So after college, I actually was getting better at like differentiating between like, okay, this is a Chinese, Korean, Taiwanese. My Korean friends are like, I'm so proud of you. You don't think that we're all the same.
I see. So you can distinguish Korean people by listening to them talk.
Yes.
They're definitely speaking Korean.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the image of average Korean people for you?
I have an impression of very, very hardworking. I actually live in the Metro Atlanta area. I'm very close to the city of Duluth.
Oh my
so-
gosh, so jealous.
Here, I would generally say pretty religious. I think that's a difference between a lot of Korean Americans and a lot of people from Korea. I have some Korean students as well, and I've noticed that, especially here, many people seem to be heavily involved in the church. We have a lot of Korean churches here.
What about their appearance? Can you actually distinguish Korean people from other Asians?
I would say so. I think Korean people do look fairly distinct, but also I would say that, especially among younger Koreans, tend to be very, very fashionable in a pretty distinct way. So you can usually tell the younger Koreans who live here just by the way they're dressed.
It was fun talking to you.
It was great. Yes, I've really enjoyed our conversation. Thanks for asking me to be a part of this.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.
This was a lot of fun. I wish you well. I got to watch a couple of your videos. It was very cool.
Okay,
I wish
thank you.
well.
Nice talking to you. Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.